After a 5-1 loss to the Florida Panthers, coach Craig Berube didn't hesitate to express his frustration. As leaders of the Atlantic Division, it is crucial for the Maple Leafs not to let overconfidence make them lose focus. With the team in a solid position at the quarter mark of the season, there is a clear path to achieve great results, including possibly leading the Eastern Conference. Berube understands that for the Leafs to remain competitive and ready for a strong playoff run, some changes need to be made. Controlling penalties, especially stick infractions, is a critical area. Unnecessary penalties are a major annoyance for any coach, but even more so for Berube, who frequently emphasizes the importance of stick control. In the game against Florida, a double minor for cross-checking by William Nylander and a high-sticking minor by Connor Timmins showed the urgency of improving. The coach highlighted the importance of avoiding these penalties, especially at crucial moments in the game. While stick control is essential, there was no reason for that to happen. He should have gone to the net without engaging the defender, Berube said. While he understands that in-game actions are quick and unpredictable, he made it clear that the team needs to strive for better. Nylander, who was recently moved up to a new top-line trio, was lucky to avoid a suspension. In similar situations, we have seen players given suspensions of 1 or 2 games. Given the Leafs' already banged-up forward core, it was fortunate that the player safety department only addressed it as a discussion and not a more serious issue. After the game, Nylander said that he did not intend to hit the defender with his stick. He was expecting the defender to box him out and was preparing for contact. However, he may have caught the opponent at the back of the head, raising questions about his explanation. For Berube, who was known as a hard-nosed player during his career, penalties should be avoided at all costs. Stick infractions and delay of game penalties are errors that can be prevented and are not worth the cost to the team. These are the types of penalties that take away an advantage and put the game at risk. If Nylander had committed a penalty while defending a teammate, the conversation between him and Berube might have been different. Instead of criticism, the player could have even received a pat on the back. However, a stick to the face of an opponent is the type of play that no coach enjoys, especially in a tight game. With the Maple Leafs heading to Tampa Bay to take on the Lightning, fans are hoping the team will maintain discipline and focus. The rivalry with the Lightning is fierce, and every point counts in the race for division leadership and playoff positioning. Berube faces an important challenge, keeping the team motivated and focused, both emotionally and physically. What Leafs fans need is a team that plays with determination, without letting small mistakes come at a high cost. It's this mentality that could take Toronto to new heights this season. Fans know that when the Leafs play smart and disciplined, they can beat any opponent. And that's what Berube and the players need to remember. The strength of the team is in unity and control, both on and off the ice. With that, the hope for a successful playoff run and possibly a championship isn't so far-fetched. As the Maple Leafs prepare for their game against Tampa Bay, the team's ability to adapt will be put to the test. Tampa is known for its aggressive style of play and a disciplined defensive system, which often forces opponents into making mistakes. For the Leafs, maintaining composure and avoiding unnecessary penalties will be a key to securing 2 vital points in the standings. Craig Berube has made it clear that discipline is not just about avoiding penalties but also about staying sharp in all aspects of the game. The team's penalty kill unit has been solid, but Berube believes that relying on it too often can lead to fatigue and vulnerabilities later in games. The best penalty kill is staying out of the box, he often says, a mantra the players will need to embrace moving forward. One area where the Leafs have excelled is their offensive depth. Despite injuries to key forwards, Toronto has managed to find contributions from players throughout the lineup. Role players like Kaje Jarnkrok and Pontus Holmberg have stepped up when needed, providing secondary scoring and energizing the team during critical moments. This depth will be crucial in the long run, especially as the playoffs approach. However, it's not all positives. The team's defensive lapses in recent games have raised concerns. While players like Morgan Rielly and TJ Brodie have been reliable, there have been moments when the defensive core has struggled with turnovers and missed assignments. These issues were evident in the loss to Florida, and Berube has likely spent significant practice time addressing these gaps. Goaltending has been another talking point for Leafs fans this season. Ilya Samsonov and Joseph Woll have shared the workload effectively, but neither has fully cemented their status as a reliable starter. Samsonov's consistency has wavered, while Woll has shown flashes of brilliance but remains untested in high-pressure situations. If the Leafs are to make a deep playoff run, solid goaltending will be essential. As Toronto continues its divisional battles, the focus shifts to maintaining momentum. The Atlantic Division is one of the most competitive in the league, with teams like Boston and Tampa Bay always ready to capitalize on any slip-ups. For Berube's squad, every point matters, and a single loss can quickly change the standings in such a tight race. Off the ice, the Maple Leafs have also been active in keeping their fanbase engaged. The recent Hockey Fights Cancer Night was a heartwarming success, showcasing the community's love and support for the team and important causes. Events like these remind fans that the Maple Leafs represent more than just hockey, they are a pillar of the Toronto community. The game against Tampa Bay will also be an opportunity for the Leafs to test their special teams. The power play, led by stars like Auston Matthews and Mitch Marner, has been lethal, ranking among the league's best. On the other hand, the penalty kill, while effective, faces a significant challenge against Tampa's dynamic attack. Winning the special teams battle could be the deciding factor in this matchup. Looking further ahead, the team's schedule doesn't get any easier. With upcoming games against divisional rivals and strong teams from the Metropolitan Division, the Leafs will need to stay sharp and continue refining their game. Berube's ability to keep his players focused and motivated will be critical during this stretch. For Leafs fans, the hope is that these lessons learned early in the season will pay dividends in the playoffs. The team has shown flashes of brilliance but also areas that require improvement. If Berube and the Maple Leafs can address these issues, this could finally be the season where Toronto's playoff dreams turn into reality. As the Maple Leafs work to tighten their game, leadership on and off the ice will play a pivotal role. Veterans like John Tavares and Ryan Reeves have been instrumental in setting the tone for younger players, emphasizing accountability and teamwork. Tavares, in particular, has been a steadying presence, leading by example with his consistent two-way play and ability to deliver in clutch situations. One area that fans are eager to see improvement is in the Leafs' physicality. While the team has a strong offensive core, they have occasionally been pushed around by more physical opponents. Berube, known for his gritty playing style during his career, has undoubtedly encouraged his players to embrace physical play without crossing the line into undisciplined penalties. Finding that balance will be critical, especially against teams like Tampa and Boston, who excel in physical matchups. The mental aspect of the game is another key focus for the Leafs. Long seasons often test a team's resilience, and it's essential for Toronto to avoid the emotional highs and lows that can come with streaks of wins or losses. Berube has emphasized the importance of taking things one game at a time, ensuring the team stays grounded and focused on the task at hand rather than getting caught up in the standings. For the fans, the excitement surrounding this team is palpable. After years of playoff heartbreak, there's a sense that this group could be different. The mix of seasoned stars and promising young talent has created a dynamic roster capable of adapting to various challenges. With the city of Toronto rallying behind them, the Leafs have an incredible opportunity to channel that energy into something special. Ultimately, the message from Craig Berube is clear: discipline, effort, and consistency will determine how far this team can go. The pieces are in place for a successful season, but it's up to the players to execute on the ice. With key divisional games ahead and the playoffs inching closer, the time is now for the Maple Leafs to prove they belong among the NHL's elite.